How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. So got some stuff back from CGC. Our auction now is live, so you can go ahead and watch stuff, bid on stuff, all that kind of stuff. But this is our giveaway for the auction right here. This Spider-Man 252 in a 9.6. You see, and it has white pages. That's right. You can get this book absolutely for free, 100% for free. All you have to do is go to collectorscomics.com. There should be a pop-up. They'll say giveaway. If you don't see the pop-up, scroll to the very bottom. It'll say giveaway at the bottom. All you have to do is click enter. That is it. That's all you have to do. But you have to have an account. So sign up for an account. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and our Instagram, Collectors Comics. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you can win this book right here. That's it. Go ahead and tell your friends and family, your dogs, your cat, your goldfish, and bid in this auction. We got a ton of good stuff, but I'm going to go through what we got back from CGC this week. Also, one of my YouTube subscribers made me this right here. This is what I guess they're called easels, I think. I don't know. And so very cool. It's like super sturdy. He's a woodsmith. I guess that's what you call him, right? Woodsmith? Woods craftsman smith. And anyways, he made this for me. So his name is Scott. So thank you, Scott, for that. And also, I kind of had I'm wondering. So, I mean, obviously I like wood. Wood's fun. And, but I'm thinking, I'm like, there's too much wood. And, I crack myself up. So I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, I think I know what I need to do. I need to put some kind of cloth on this table, but I don't know what color. I don't want it to be black because that'll just mess with this background back here. These are supposed to be little bricks, but I don't think anyone can tell in the camera. But these are like little tiny bricks, but it probably just looks black to you guys. So I'm like trying to think of a color that would go good atop this thing, because I think this wood with that wood is kind of like, it's not as eye appealing. So I'm trying to think of something that would go, maybe like a gray or something. I don't know. So if you guys have any suggestions, put in the comments below. If you guys are like good with color matching, I think it's called color theory. Let me know and put it in the comments below, and I'll take your guys' suggestion into thought. I'm thinking maybe a gray. I love gray. But yeah, so let's get into it. Again, this is giveaway. Okay, let's get into it. First we got up right here this is signed by David Michelini, Tom DeFalco, and Tom DeFalco and Todd McFarlane. Spider-Man 301 right here, all signed and beautiful looking. $6.59. Over there. Archer Armstrong, number 0, the gold variant. $3.99. Giant size X-Men number 1, very low grade, a 1.5. I thought actually it was going to be a 0.5 to a 1.0, but I got the 1.5. $8.79. Although I don't know if it makes too much of a difference. It just has like a big piece missing there, taper along the bottom. Suspense Comics 12 in a 2.0, $5.99. We got Thor 258, a 9.8. I got a bunch of these Thor around the same age. What is this, like 1977? Okay, around this era, bunch of them, all 9.6s, 9.4, 9.8, stuff like that. So I'll just show you one. Which number is this? 258, 258, 249. Transformers. Got an itch on my nose. My hair's bothering me. Transformers. Came back grade wanted 209. Uncanny X-Men 266. First Gambit We all know he's probably going to get his own movie with Channing Tatum. He was a very standout, unforeseen standout star, I guess. A lot of people liked it. So happy for him. $5.29. Also, in this is a lot. I got a lot of Dave Stevens stuff back. A lot of Dave Stevens. Kind of missed Mark. They have fallen off quite a bit, but still, I like his art. That being 9.2, got 9.6, 109. First Power Girl. $2.99. I was hoping for a 9.4, 9.6, so did not get it. Maybe I'll look at that and resend it. I don't know. Spider-Man 167. I got a bunch of these Spider-Mans in high grade in a 9.8, 369. Came back grade I wanted. 174. 329 for a 9.8. I got a bunch of these Spider-Man 252s. This one is the newsstand variant. 379. Here we go. Very cool. Who's this? Is it Frank Miller? Yeah, Frank Miller. You know, I did that video about like how comic book artists, you know, have degraded as they get older. So this is a Frank Miller drawing. And I know a lot of times that when an artist comes onto this is more, it happened way more back in the day than it does now. Now, if like they bring on an artist onto like Captain America, Spider-Man, whatever, they usually like, you can do your own thing. But a lot of times they would bring on artists and be like, just copy what the previous artist did to kind of keep like the character looking the same. That really changed in like the 80s, late 80s. So if you look at a lot of comic books from like the 60s to the 80s, the character, like the way they were drawn, looked very similar. They just all look kind of the same. This is Captain America 241 in a 9.8. It is a newsstand edition, so much harder to get. 9.59. So they kind of all looked relatively the same. If you wanted to find a character that looks like kind of weird looking, you'd have to go more independent. But yeah, so it's like you bring Frank Miller on. This Captain America looks like the person that drew him before and the person that is going to draw him after. Same with like when he's drawing Daredevil. Daredevil kind of looked the same. He wasn't really like that different. It wasn't until, yeah, like probably like the mid to late 80s when I guess the companies were more, I guess, open to letting the artist bring their style onto the character itself. So yeah, so you got like Spider-Man. He kind of, in the beginning, kind of looked like the Spider-Man that was drawn, whoever, I don't know who drew him before Todd McFarlane, but his webs were different. But then as it progressed, Spider-Man started looking way more and more different, and all the characters looked more like how Todd McFarlane would draw, you know, whoever, you know, the Hobgoblin or whatever. So they all kind of look at the Hulk, things like that. So I wonder why that is. I'm thinking they just wanted to keep everything the same and keep like people constant. But yeah, it was just that you know, late 80s, early 90s boom where all of a sudden every artist would draw that character the way they would draw them. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to copy what the artist did before. Another Dave Stevens cover, $99. This one I'm happy about. First new Teen Titans. Got a 9.8. I was hoping for that 9.8. 9.69. This is a reprint of Silver Surfer #1, Fantasy Masterpieces #1, the second version. Got the grade I wanted, $5.75. I wanted a 9.8 in this, but didn't get it, so maybe I'll send it back. I don't know. But first, Roadblock Duke and Dr. Hundekinder? I don't know. All the G.I. Joe fans, people are yelling at their screen right now. $79. I mean, I had G.I. Joes. Well, I take that back. I did not have G.I. Joes. There was, I couldn't afford the G.I. Joes. So there was this like set of like non-G.I. G.I. Joes. They looked the same. They had like the same type of weapons, the same kind of, but it wasn't, I don't even know what they're called. But it was like you could, like normally it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a G.I. Joe, and it's like, I don't know what they cost back then, like $5 for a single G.I. Joe or something, like a little guy. It's like this one was like, oh, for like $20 you can get like 20 something of these ones, and they looked the same, but they weren't the same because they probably didn't have the rights to them, and so I ended up getting that. So I had the knockoff G.I. Joes. So this is Iron Fist 15. I think this is the first time that Wolverine had his little jungle suit right there. Now, I did a whole video about it. Not many people watched it, but they did this jungle suit, and I think this might be the first appearance. But he only appeared like twice, maybe 2 or 3 times in his little jungle suit, because what happened was it was so intricate that the artist got tired of drawing the intricacies, and so they brought him back to whatever costume they brought him, his normal costume. 179. Got the Joker, number 1. I wanted a 96, got a 94, 269. Some more Dave Stevens. Johnny Quest, number 3. And a 96, hoping for a 98, $69. Johnny Quest 5. I had this book when I was a kid. So weird. I always see that. I was like, I can't believe I had that. 539. This is a cool cover, though. If you guys, this Johnny Quest series, I got the whole lot in a collection, and I got to look through them all. Very cool art. Like, I just wouldn't expect that. Like, every one is different. I think the only time they had the same artist twice was Dave Stevens. But every art is like different, unique. You got a back cover by someone else and a front cover by someone else. And it's just all over the place. I love stuff like that. Like, look at this cover. Like, look how different this is. Who's this? Bill Skinkevich. Like, that's cool to me. And it's not just him. There's a bunch of artists I never heard of, and they all drew like weird renditions of Johnny Quest. And I like that. I kind of like how the covers don't really have anything to do with what's inside the story, and they're just pieces of art. That's my personal opinion. 159. Travesty. Should be worth more. That is it. Hey, we have a French Bulldog on here. If you ever want to see your dog alive again. Bandit is supposed to be, I think he's just like a English bulldog because his ears are down, but he's the size of a French bulldog because a bulldog wouldn't be that size, like an English bulldog, unless it was a puppy. But he looks like an English, but the size of a French bulldog. So, but there was a thing called a mini English bulldog back in the day. So maybe that's kind of like what they're going off, because Bandit did come out in Johnny Quest was like for the 60s. So maybe that was still a thing to have like a mini English bulldog. They don't really exist now. Now they just kind of turn into French bulldogs. French bulldogs aren't even that old. They're from like 1903, something like that. The way you get a French bulldog is you mix a pug, a Boston Terrier, and an English bulldog, and that's pretty much how you get a French bulldog. Now, I don't know how they do that, but those are the 3 breeds that they got to. So French Bulldogs are kind of new, but they are the number 1 most popular dog in the United States right now. I think I'd like to say that I contributed to that trend. And yeah, so that is it. Go check out the website, collectorscomics.com, and enter in that giveaway. Have a good day.